Hi there, my name is Chris Piercy and welcome to 5-Minute Wedding Decisions. This is a little system that I've created to help you make the big decisions for your day in less than 5 minutes. Now to do this you are going to need the 5-Minute Wedding Decision form, which can be found in the link below this video. You don't have to print off the form, you can simply get a bit of paper and write out the questions for yourself. Now the first 3 questions are to do with value. The value for you and your partner, the value for your guests and the value for your wedding day. Now, value is not cost. Cost is the amount of money you're going to have to fork out from your pocket to pay a supplier. Value is what something does for you, what something means to you. So when you're looking at those questions, you're going to be thinking, what does this product or service do for me? How is this product or service going to improve my wedding? What's it going to allow me and my partner to do? What's it going to stop me and my partner from having to do? Questions like this. Now, you might be thinking about that now and thinking, well, I don't know how this supplier has this worth, this value. I don't know how to answer this question. That means one of 2 things. Either the supplier doesn't have any worth or value for your wedding at all, in which case, you're done. And you just put the form away, throw it in the bin, you're done. The other possibility is that maybe they haven't conveyed their value to you. Now, as a professional wedding magician, I know what my value is. Yes, I come along and do a few card tricks and I blow people away, but that isn't my value. My value on the day of a wedding is basically the fact that I keep the day flowing. I break the ice between people that haven't met each other. I keep it all nice and light-hearted. I stop there being any lulls, the boring time when you're making small talk with people you don't know. I stop that from happening. That means that the bride and groom can relax into their wedding, go and have their photos taken without feeling like they're abandoning their guests. Their guests feel like they've been thought of because there's been an entertainment put on specifically for them. So I know my value completely, and your supplier should know their value too, and they should have told you what that value is. If they haven't, you either need to forget about them or get them to explain it to you. Now moving on, the next question now is memorability. So how memorable is this going to be? To you, your wedding day is going to be one of the biggest days of your entire life, one of the most memorable. So you want bits in that are actually going to add to that memorability. So with whatever you're thinking about putting into your wedding, is it going to be memorable? Are you going to remember even having that 6 months down the line? Or is it going to kind of pale into insignificance after a few days? Now, with me personally, that's one of the biggest things that I kind of promote is about being unforgettable. Now, when I perform my magic, I create these moments in time that people simply cannot explain. And when there's something you can't explain, you don't know how to process that. And as a result, you remember it for a long, long time. And if you were to look at the countless 5-star Facebook reviews I've got, the underlying theme is people are talking about you weeks, days, months after the event. And that's the sort of thing you're going to want for your wedding. So is the thing that you're thinking about having for your wedding, is it going to be memorable, or are people going to forget about it? Moving on, we have the importance of using a professional. Now, without wanting to mention any particular types of business, some of them, I think, well, you're offering that service for 300 quid, I'm pretty sure I could do that for a fiver. So what are you getting by hiring a professional? How important is it to use a professional service? So think about that in relation to the service that you're thinking of using. Now, I know for me personally, I know the importance of using a professional in terms of magic. Do you want some guy who knows a few tricks and he doesn't down the pub, or do you want someone who's performed at hundreds of weddings, has dealt with every different type of situation, has got insurance, knows how to divide up his time when he's performing to a big group of people? Which are you going to go for? Yes, it might be a few £100 difference, but there's a very, very good reason for that. Now, once you've got all of these answers, we need to score these answers out of 10. So you'll have 5 answers out of 10, so you'll have a total, add them up, and that will be out of 50. Now take that number 50 and look in the bottom left corner of the form and you will see the different bandings. Now, if it falls into the top category, this is classified as vital. This is literally, you need this for your day. That's what you need it. Don't think about it anymore. Definite, big tick, go and sort it, book it now. Next down is make budget allow. This is not quite as important as vital. The day will still happen, but it's verging on make or break. This is something that is very, very important to you. You see the worth in it, you see the value in it, and you definitely need it for your day. So perhaps that means missing out on some things that are kind of less important. After that, you have worth considering. Now, this means that it's obviously something you really like, something that is of value to you, but it's not going to make or break the day. So maybe sort out the things that are vital and you need to make the budget allow for. Once you've sorted those, then go back to the worth considering ones. After that, you've got if budget allows. With this, sort out everything else, and then maybe 3 months before the wedding, 2 months before the wedding, go, how much have we got left in the budget? Is that thing still available? It's not, never mind, would have been nice, or, oh we have, yeah, and he's still available, great, book him, whatever it might be. So that's the kind of if budget allows. And finally, you've got pointless. Now, if something falls in the pointless category, stop wasting your time on it, forget about it, move on to the things that are actually important for the day. Now, I really hope this video has explained perfectly how to fill in the form, and I really hope you find that the whole system is going to be useful for helping you make your wedding decisions in 5 minutes or less. Thanks so much for watching. I've been Chris Piercy. Goodbye.